Put these two rings side by side, and unless you're a wearable tech nerd, you won't spot the difference. But both are sleek, screenless smart rings. But here's the thing, one costs $299 and the other just $199. So what's the catch? Is one a stripped down knockoff or a legit bargain? Today we're comparing the RingConn Gen 2 and the new Gen 2 Air, two rings from the same company that use the same app, have most of the same features, but wildly different price tags. I've been wearing both for weeks, one on each hand, to figure out exactly what you're paying for when you spend the extra $100. And I found some surprises, including one missing feature that might be a deal breaker for some people. Now, if you're into tech that punch above their price brackets, hit that sub button because we do these deep dives every week. Now, let's break this down, starting with design. At first glance, these rings are twins. Both are rounded, minimalist bands. No screens, no buttons, just that subtle tech feel that doesn't scream wearable. The Gen 2 Air comes in two finishes, Galaxy Silver and Dune Gold, which is what I have here. The Gen 2 comes in four finishes. You've got Matte Black, Future Silver, Rose Gold, and Royal Gold. The fit and sizing is gonna be identical. Both go from size 6 to 14, and both feel comfortable enough to wear 24/7. They're IP68 water resistant, so they can handle sweat, rain, and even swimming. Now, materials. The Gen 2 is made of aerospace grade titanium. It's lightweight, ultra durable, and just feels more premium in the hand. The Air, on the other hand, is made of stainless steel. It's a bit heavier, around 3.2 grams versus 2.5 grams on a size 9, but you probably won't notice unless you're hypersensitive. The real difference is durability. Titanium holds up better long term. The Air has a small notch inside to help align the sensors properly, which is a nice touch, especially if you're wearing it loosely. And both rings also support RingConn's silicone outer shells for protection or adding a pop of color. And when it comes to sensors or core features, inside both rings, it's business as usual. They pack what RingConn calls industry-leading smart ring tech, powered by AI-based health tracking that delivers detailed data and actionable insights in real time. PPG sensors measure heart rate, SpO2, skin temperature, and movement. Both connect via Bluetooth to the RingConn app and start syncing that 24/7 data. We're talking steps, sleep, stress, vitals, you name it. The functionality here is virtually identical. You're getting continuous heart rate, nightly SpO2, temperature deviation, and stress tracking via your heart rate variability. You also get women's health tracking and a general wellness score that aggregates your overall status. Both rings use the same AI health assistant. It's like a chatbot that reviews your metrics and says things like, you had 7 hours of sleep, slightly less REM than usual. Now, the one big hardware difference I mentioned earlier is that this Gen 2 includes sleep apnea monitoring. It analyzes overnight blood oxygen drops and heart rate patterns to flag apnea risk. The Gen 2 Air does not include that feature. Now, if you suspect sleep apnea or want that added peace of mind, that might be worth the extra cost here. Sleep apnea goes undiagnosed in over 90% of cases. Most people don't even realize they have it. So having a smart ring that can keep an eye on it is awesome. Otherwise, the raw data collected by both rings is basically the same. But tracking specs is one thing. What really matters? How these rings perform, especially when you're actually asleep. So I wore both rings overnight, multiple nights. Their sleep scores were nearly identical. Heart rate, SpO2, and sleep stages all within 1% margin of each other. But again, since it tracks sleep apnea, the Gen 2 was able to let me know that I had a very low sleep apnea risk, which the Gen 2 Air wouldn't be able to do. But if you're not dealing with sleep apnea and it's not something you're really concerned about, it is more of a bonus than something essential. RingConn's wellness balance system gives you a quick look at how your body's doing. But unlike other brands like Oura or Whoop, it doesn't coach you, it just shows you the numbers. And some users love that no frills approach. In my test, the Gen 2 Air sometimes thought I was stressed when I was just out for a fast walk. I couldn't tell the difference between a brisk stroll and anxiety. But to be fair, that's a wearable thing, not just RingConn, but still worth noting. Step tracking was close across both rings. Minor variances here and there, maybe a 5% swing depending on your stride or hand movement, but not enough to call out one as better. Bottom line, if you're a hardcore runner or gym goer, these rings aren't gonna be a replacement for a Garmin or an Apple Watch. But for casual daily activity, they are perfectly fine. Now, fitness tracking might be a tie, but this next category is where the RingConn Gen 2 starts pulling ahead. We're talking battery life, because this is a real differentiator. The Gen 2 gets you 11 to 12 days of battery life on a single charge. The Gen 2 Air gets about 8 to 10. Both are better than something like the Oura Ring, which will give you about 4 to 7 days. But charging, there's a huge difference there. The Gen 2 comes with this charging case. It's like a little jewelry box with a built-in battery. It's like a travel-ready vault for your Ring with quiet flex energy. No cables, no stress, just literal weeks of untethered power wherever you go. Throw this in your bag and you're able to charge up the Gen 2. The Gen 2 Air, on the other hand, uses this USB-C magnetic dock. It's smaller, more minimal, but doesn't store a charge. It has no battery. So you'll need a cable and wall port handy when it's time to juice up. Now, if you travel a lot like I do, the Gen 2's charging case is a luxury you'll appreciate. As I said, both rings use the same app and it's clean. You get 4 key scores: activity, sleep, relaxation, and vitals. These form a visual flower on the dashboard and you tap each pedal to dive deeper. Sleep insights are solid. You get breakdowns by stage, heart rate curve, temp deviation, and sleep consistency. The activity tab shows steps, calories, and exercises you logged manually. The app won't blow your mind with advanced coaching, but it's intuitive. And you'll also get trend graphs, exportable data, and Apple Health or Google Fit integration. Also, this is a big one worth highlighting. No subscription fees. Everything the app does is free. That alone separates RingConn from many competitors, a lot of which lock key data behind a $6 per month paywall. So if the experience feels this close, why is one $100 more? Let's break that down. RingConn Gen 2, $299. RingConn Gen 2 Air, $199. That's a full $100 spread, but here's what that $100 gets you. You're getting sleep apnea monitoring, the titanium build, which is lighter and more durable, the charging case with battery storage, and extra finish options like matte black, future silver, rose gold, and royal gold. If those matter to you, get the Gen 2. But the core experience, the app, the tracking, the health data, it's the same across both. Oh, and quick heads up, the rose gold version of the Gen 2 comes in at a premium. That one is $469. So if you're eyeing that specific finish, it is a steeper step up. All right, so here's the play. If you want RingConn's full feature set and travel often, the Gen 2 is a solid investment. Titanium build, sleep apnea detection, and that sweet charging case all add up. But for most people, the Gen 2 Air hits the sweet spot. Nearly identical performance, same sensors, same app, at a lower price. No subscription, solid battery, clean experience. It's clear RingConn's pushing the space forward, leading into proactive health tracking with this Gen 2 line that makes high quality health data more accessible than ever. It's the iPhone SE of smart rings. All the essentials minus the fluff. You're getting flagship tier tracking, no subscription strings, and a finish that feels boutique, not budget. Let me know in the comments, are you Team Air or Team Titanium, and would you pay the extra $100 for those upgrades? Either way, you're getting a premium wearable without the premium headaches. Thanks for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support. I'm Andru Edwards, and I will catch you in the next video.